All right. Hold on a second. I got to balance something out here. Hold on. Check one. There we go. I can hear myself. I was on Sterling's live and everybody else is a lot louder than what's in my phones, so it gets kind of jacked up. But I might be fixing that problem soon. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Good morning. Hope all is well. It is December 27th. And you probably noticed the title, The End is Near. Well, that means the end of the year is near. And I plan on Friday the 29th, my normal 7 o'clock time. I plan on doing a whole like year-end review kind of thing. So we'll see how that turns out. It's been an interesting year for sure. So, but let me fix a few things here. I'm kind of off my game a little bit. Been dealing with some, I don't know, some post-holiday depression, I guess. Oh, gotta fix this. Caller, turn your radio down, right? So, it's probably related to my diet as well. I was talking to my wife about that this morning. But let's see, I don't know why I clicked that. Pay promotions, there we go. I guess we can do chapters. And then let me fix this here. Do subscribers. And we'll do 10 minutes today. There we go. So if you're watching replay, forgive me for being slow in the first thing. Gets me situated. I don't know. I feel like I have a lot to say, but not much to say. It's kind of a weird mood that I'm in. I guess uninspired is the word. So weather has been a factor, so we can take a look at that. If you were in Kansas, Nebraska, in Colorado, you probably saw some weather. There's another pileup out there on 80 as usual. Let me see if I can bring that up here. 'Tis the season, 'tis that time of year where we deal with all the weather alerts and everything. Let's get this on the screen. So there we go. All right, there's your weather alerts. Not much going on right now except in this area, which last I looked, Google Maps, 70 and 80 were both closed coming out of this area right here. So, and then we're supposed to get some snow. So if yeah, I think Springfield's supposed to get a little bit, but St. Louis is going to get hammered this weekend. So, all the gangsters will have to put snow chains on their tires there. So, not much else going on, but this has been pretty active for the last several days. So, let's see what's going on over here. We got flood warnings going on. Well, that's, but for the most part, you're going to have mixed. So Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, Tennessee, Kentucky, that Indiana, this whole circle right here in the middle of the country is going to. So if you're traveling Missouri, man, it might get a little bit interesting. So, anyways, I was looking at a couple of things on the low board. I was going over the low board stuff with Sterling. I was on his channel yesterday, not last night, yesterday. Just, we talked about everything from freight to pew-pews to low boards. Shannon Thomas was on there, and she was talking about her Amazon thing. So make sure you check that out, and she'll give you her honest opinion of the Amazon thing. Definitely, Amazon is definitely interesting, right? And all my suspicions have proven to be true. So, anyways, let's go over some comments here. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. WCF Invader with the best positive comment this morning. Ugh. All right, Charlie Brown, really banging week with good paying loads, and the first one out of the series falls apart. 0400 appointment turns into a 2030 appointment, hoping for good news from the broker once they get in. Well, hopefully layover is in there. Hopefully that occurs, and then hopefully they'll let you pick up. Just push everything a day. Running freight this week is tricky, and in my past experience, a lot of loads cancel. A lot of loads aren't what they seem. A lot of misinformation on the rate cons. I know that when the last convoy load I did for my own truck was a load of pallets that was supposed to pick up in Joplin and go to Springfield. I was getting $600 to go from Joplin to Springfield, basically 78 miles. And I was picking up at the Casey's distribution in Joplin there. Fairly new facility. I showed up and they look at me funny like, what are you doing here? And this is the day after Christmas. I have a load picking up. Okay. What's your pickup number? And I told her the number, and then the driver that was already in there, he's like, well, that's my number too. And it's just like, well, I don't have enough for you, and I don't even know why you're here. And she points at me. So I go back in my truck. I call Convoy because, I don't want to waste my whole day because I had to have something to do, or I needed something to do. I needed to be home for something I had to do. And they were like, so this load was perfect. It was give me a couple of bucks while, little effort. So I was going to hang out for my tow new. So I called up Convoy, talked to somebody that I could barely understand, and said, "Hey, there's no load here. All right, we must confirm with the shipper that there is no load there for you." Okay. So 2 hours goes by. I can't leave if I want my tow new. 2 hours goes by. I call him again. I said, "Look, I'm starting to get angry, and you need to." I said, "I'll tell you what. Why don't I walk into the building and hand you my hand you over to the shipping clerk?" So I literally did that. I went in there and said, "Hey, Miss Shipping Clerk person, can you please tell Convoy that you have no load for me so I can get the hell out of here?" And they did that, and they still were like, "Okay, yeah, we confirm." It took them 2 days to give me my tow new. So good riddance to Convoy going out, because it's situations like that go over and over and over to the customers and to the carriers, that you lose your customer base and you lose your carrier base. Between that and not knowing what they're doing, that's why they went under. Just my opinion, not my professional opinion. So good riddance. TK, good morning. Hey now. Sage, hey now. Also saying hey now. Robert, what's up? Good morning. Snorelord and crew from a drizzly New Jersey. Hopefully it's not ice drizzle. We'll touch base today, Mr. Scorpion. Mr. Charles, good morning. Snorelord chat, Merry Christmas, and soon Happy New Year. Well, thank you. Hope you're doing all right. I know it's been a tough year for you. TK says, getting unloaded. Todd says, it's me. Good morning, Todd. Sean, SFI gang war. Sows, but never close. I don't know what that means. Ryan Peterson, new Loves going up in Bakersfield, California, Interstate 99. That's good. Loves has been on fire on opening new places for the last 5 years, and they're like picking off the beaten path places too. And I believe they've taken over the travel centers in the travel plazas on 70 there in Kansas, on the toll road there. So CDN says, good morning, Steve. What's up? Good morning, everyone. Says Shannon, not seeing any blocks out yet. Well, keep looking. I forget what time it was. I want to say it was 10 to 12 Pacific. So it might be a minute. Hey, Shannon, says Scorpion. Old school, new school. Home for the week. Coffee in my Stitch mug and the mutt sleeping on the couch. That, my friend, is a good time. That is a good time. That's all I've been doing. Well, no, I take it back. That's what I do in the holidays. I sit in my recliner. I got my coffee. I got a book, and I've got Netflix. It's an amazing, beautiful sunrise here in Kentucky. Good deal. End time says, "LOL, St. Louis Mafia wants to recruit you." I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of being in a mafia. Trust me. Congrats, old school. Green Bay, Wisconsin, the Missouri area van 1228. Well, we'll have to take a look at that. CB from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Well, CB and Shannon are both in Kentucky. Tennessee Trucking, good morning. Hope all is well in your world. Henry Duncan, good morning. Mark P, hey everyone from a drizzling Philly. Yeah, Northeast seems to be all drizzly. You're across the river from me. Same drizzle, says Scorpion. We doze but never close, right? Okay, that's what you meant. That's kind of, I was having issues reading that, but cool. Ryan Peterson Loves purchased a company in Oklahoma City that also has stores on the Kansas Turnpike. They are redoing all the stores on the Turnpike and changed them to their name. That puts Loves at $50 billion. Wow. Whatever they're doing right because their stores are cleaner, their parking lots are better. They haven't jumped on the paid parking bandwagon yet, and they yell at you. You go in there and you go, you go in there and you go at 4 a.m. and they go, "Welcome to Lives." You know, they yell at you, and like you're in there and all you want is coffee and fight the urge to buy a breakfast burrito. I'm sorry, breakfast taco. So, Gen Z tractor and trailer clean annual DOTs yesterday got 1450 on 240 miles delivering this morning. Good week so far. Good deal. Good deal. South Philly is where Mark's at. Todd Norris says, I missed my name. Don't miss your name. It's still there. Gibbstown. So you guys are playing off the Northeast there. The point system has not been switched over yet. They're working on it on the Kansas Turnpike stores. Loves is parking is great, and that's it. The Loves Roller Grill game is trash, but everything else is on point. David Edwards, Morning All, Scorpion Trucker. You know, you ever wonder about truck stops, right? You ever wonder why, like, they sit there and say that they're for the driver, which they're full of crap. And I'll tell you why. Because their prices suck, their food selection sucks, and all the drivers have these grievances that they never address. They never deal with. And they don't take pride in their stores. You know, especially Pilot. I'm going to trash Pilot for a minute. I know that's unprofessional for me to trash somebody, but I mean, think about this. There was a Pilot. I remember I was going through my Facebook memories, and there was a Pilot in Charleston, Missouri, right there off of US 60. That part's now actually I-57, and I remember my dad complaining about that place. You know, I mean, that Pilot was one of the older Pilots, and it's just that place just sucked. And I remember getting on there like, man, dear Pilot, please tear this down. It's no good. And they did. They actually did. So apparently I have power there that they finally did that. But I mean, they tore it down because they bought that mom and pop truck stop there, also in Charleston, the Flying J there. So, But yeah, if I was the CEO of Pilot and I walked in any of my stores and saw the condition that they're in, I don't know, I'd be mad. But evidently they don't care. And when a business doesn't care about their appearance or their equipment, then why should you care about them? It's just like if you're at the truck stop and you see a truck that, you know, probably should be put out of service. The person's got three mountains of trash inside the truck. The truck has been washed since it was off the showroom floor. Trailer's falling apart. There's one mud flap, kind of a deal. And you're going to entrust that person with $100,000 worth of cargo. I mean, it's the same thing. Go to the Joplin Truck Show sometime, the Guilty by Association. You'll see drivers that take pride in their ride. You'll see drivers that know that appearance in business is important, almost to a fault. Almost to where it's probably bankrupting them, the amount of chrome they got to put on their truck. But that's the other extreme. But you walk into a truck stop and you can tell the employees aren't happy. Nobody cares about what they're doing, right? Let's see. Sage says this year's going to be big. I'm investing in Lot Lizard's roller derby at Love's. That might be interesting. I enjoy it when I come through. Really enjoy the pizza. Video coming soon. Changed my life forever. Mechanic says Warren Buffett. Warren Buffet owns Pilot Flying J. Doesn't surprise me. He also owns McLean, says Ryan. Remember for a minute they had free cheese sauce, but then they stopped because some out of towners would fill their cups with it. I didn't realize that cheese sauce, basically yellow canola oil with cheese flavoring. Yeah, that's probably a good thing that they stopped giving that for free. Rock and Van Life Pilot used to be fairly nice. Then stuff changed. Once they had good coffee, and then they hooked up with Flying J, and it's been downhill ever since. I still remember the separation of Flying J and Pilot, and I remember the old Flying J buffets. And I remember we were all chatting on the CB radio because that's what you did back then. And somebody was talking about their wife's cooking, and one driver said, because one person was asking, what's the best meal out here? And then someone mentioned the Flying J buffet, and this other driver came in and he said, man, if I came home and my wife made something similar to Flying J buffet, I would divorce her. I thought that was hilarious. It just struck me funny. He also bought BNSF. Doesn't surprise me. There's a Pizza Joe in every corner in South Jersey. Yep, but you can't get a truck in all of those corners, right? Wisconsin knows how to do truck stops. Real fresh food to buy. Yes, the Quick Trips with the K, on point. On point. And then there's another chain up there in Montana that's really good. So, but anyways, Don wants me to look for, where are you at, Don? Green Bay, Wisconsin to Missouri for tomorrow. So, and we'll take a look at the low boards. I looked at load volumes on DAT yesterday. Not the worst, but not the best. I mean, hopefully the trucks that are at home kind of offset it. But it's been a pretty easy week. I'm going to have to help Scorpion out and Don out, possibly. Let's do that. Pickup date for tomorrow. Apply. Van. Okay, we good to go. Here you go, Don. Let's see what we got here. It's not much. So what I did is I did Green Bay to 150-mile radius of Jeff City. There's some Neenah, Wisconsin, Hazelwood, some to Kansas City. Oh, here's one. Neenah, Wisconsin to Kansas City, Missouri. 1450, picks up at 10 a.m. tomorrow, delivers at 1 a.m. on the 29th. So guess what that is? Probably AWG, maybe. 29,000 pounds. 3-ply tissue, so basically paper. So that won't be too bad. They're at 1450. RGL Specialty. I've never heard of these guys. See what their credit situation looks like. 98B, pre-approved by Thunder, so that might be your load. So what we can do is we don't favorite company, but we can save load. And then the other thing I like to do is down here you can put a note, call, save note, and then when you are back to low board, it says here note and saved on the status here. So that's pretty cool. That's one of the tools I like. Sheboygan to Olathe. I bet you that's going to be Cisco. Nothing to Harrisonville, surprisingly. DeForest. So there's a few options, and the rates don't seem to be too bad. So we can get you hooked up there, Don. All right. So I think I already read that. Let's go down here. I lost my place. I apologize. TK says, Scorpion and TK says sheets have been opening quite a few places. They do cheap fuel and def when they first open. A couple of weeks ago, I saved $110 more than my best fuel card discount. DF was 99 cents. Yeah, they opened up a new sheets off of Alum Creek Drive there in Columbus, and which has been nice. I wasn't able to go in there, but I know that other people have been in there said that the def was really cheap, and it probably alleviates a lot of the traffic that's over at the Loves a little bit, because that Loves that thing stays full at all times. It's kind of like the Loves in Columbus or the Pilot in Columbus. It's always full. You got to circle the parking lot until a spot opens, pretty much. Quick Trip has milk for $2.99 a gallon up here in Wisconsin. The premium diesel. Call me ignorant, but what is premium diesel? Let's see. QTs are good also. Best fuel in the Phoenix area. Yes, we have a couple of Quick Trips with the Q. Here they do all right fuel wise. New QT truck stop in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and Effingham. I think they guarantee their fuel, pre-filter it, and there's an additive package in the fuel. I believe it's superior to most diesel fuels. Wow. There you go. James G. Good morning. Premium diesel, I think, a bit pricey. I've never had a problem. Oddly, it's usually a good night when I've got the sheets. Daryl Worth, a new Quick Trip opened at the 10-mile marker, Roberts, Wisconsin, 150 or so parking spots. They have regular diesel and premium diesel. Not sure what the difference is. Maybe it's number one. Who knows? Premium diesels like their top tier gasoline additive package. Checking with MC. Hey there. So, something I want to point out. Let me get this up here. YouTube is so strange. This short I put up just 2 days ago has already got 8,600 views on the small channel, the Snorelord OG channel. I thought that was interesting. So, YouTube's so weird though. Like everything else just kind of sucks. So I don't know why that one has gone viral. Whoops. Did the wrong thing here. Share screen. Man, I'm not on my A game. I apologize, people. I believe premium is bio-free, more creatine too. Yeah, that biodiesel tends to gel up, and you got to put additives in it. Premium fuel has higher cetane and lower gel point. So yeah, so it's this time of year a lot of fuel needs to be winterized. So like number one are still different. I don't know. Truck with T-Bone. Good morning. I didn't run. I ran Wisconsin a lot when I was with the company, but I don't remember running up there too often. I think I went up there a few times with Landstar, but then after that, I didn't really go up into Wisconsin a whole lot. Other than like their South Beloit area, right off of that area, that's about it. I think the last time I was in Green Bay is when I was doing orientation at Schneider. So, but yeah, look at their website. Quick Trip's website: 2 to 5 additional cetane points, fuel injector cleaner and corrosion inhibitor boosts lubricity, better fuel economy, reduces exhaust emissions. Let's see. Let's take a look at van. Let's see what the market's doing. All right. Let's take a look at Wisconsin, seeing that's where Don's hanging out. This M2 Logistics, I don't know too much about them. They're another one that I haven't seen a whole lot of. They do not have a credit with Thunder, so I don't know if they're approved by them or not. But their trans credit score wasn't too bad. Let's see. This is Wisconsin, Allen Park, Michigan, not Minnesota. No posted rate, palletized paper. So let's see what the highest paying load is coming out of Wisconsin. Let's do highest rate. 4,200 to go to Laredo, 264 miles. So that's interesting. Only 223 to go to Miami, which I don't know about that. 3,500 to go to Utah. A lot of these are for today. Well, let's see. Eau Claire to Medford, New York. Bunch of stuff for the second. 258 to go to Aurora, Colorado from Muskego. So rates are pretty good coming out of Wisconsin. $275 to go to Athens, Georgia. A lot of stuff for today too. So Wisconsin's a good market. That's a good place to land. Let's see. Let's sort this by highest rate per mile. A lot of 300, 400 deals. Here's one: Pleasant Prairie to Fort Wayne, $379 a mile, $833 for 220 miles. A lot of stuff going to Illinois. You're at Kenosha to Nashville, Illinois, 306 a mile, $1,100. Picks up today. Best Bay Logistics. Picks up at noon. They're above the average and the cargo chief. And then I imagine you can go right back from Nashville, Illinois, back to Wisconsin. There's St. Louis to New Berlin. Let's take a look at that one. A little bit less money going back up. Of course, God forbid you have good money both directions. We wouldn't want that. But a lot of stuff going to Illinois. So if you wanted to bounce Illinois to Wisconsin and back, you can do all right. As long as you'd be going through Chicagoland a lot, that might suck. But Kenosha to Fremont, Ohio, that's a good rate. And then coming out of Ohio, that's not until next week though. Coming out of Ohio, you've got 120 loads from Fremont to anywhere, or 9 going right back to, or 22 going right back to Kenosha. So you can go back and forth. I was talking to Shannon Thomas about this Amazon thing, and it was like, I understand her goal of staying around Michigan, but I kind of wonder if Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and Wisconsin, Illinois, just running these 5 states could accomplish the same thing. And she could be more in tune with her sleep schedule. Because you got good money coming out. Here's Des Peres, Wisconsin, the Maple Heights, Ohio, 263 a mile, 1450 for 551 miles, 1 day run. Now it's the 29th, so probably won't deliver till Tuesday, but still, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Monroe Township. I bet you this might be beer. No, it says freight all kinds, 41,777 on the weight, 2,300. So they're not too far from the cargo chief. So a lot of options out of Wisconsin. So Shannon, if you're watching, you can pretty much run Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, compare the numbers to what you've done this month at Amazon and see what that looks like. End time says Mr. Fuel, I-65 south of Indy has good premium in Bio County. Lance Calhoun, I see Landstar's now below 9,000 active trucks. I think it was 11 or 12K 3 years ago. Yep. The broker I'm using for this load is a big carrier and is based out of Wisconsin. Maybe I should dump this at their terminal here in town. There you go. Landstar was 11 to 12K just 8 months ago. Yeah. So, look, I warned a couple of my Landstar friends that once the spot market started to drop, it was going to affect their freight, and it was going to be harder and harder to find their direct freight that's on their board. Because when times get tight and skinny on the spot market, the pajama agents struggle a little bit, and the agents with the direct freight are going to take care of the ones that have taken care of them. So it doesn't surprise me that they've lost about 2,000 trucks, 2,000 or 3,000 trucks. So just keep that in mind. Flatbed trucker, good morning. End times. Landstar had a bunch of Hunt and Schneider drivers come over before they parked their trucks. Yeah, here's the thing. A lot of Schneider Finance guys thought that they could do better at Landstar, and it's the same adjustment to the spot market. It's a different game. Now Landstar, you got some drop and hook, but that's a different game in and of itself. I never trusted a drop and hook on the receiving side. It was always on the shipping side that I did it, because you could find yourself without a trailer for a week if you're not careful. And so, that was part of the game that I did not enjoy over there. But the Schneider Finance guys, they go over there and they realize that those big numbers that they saw in their little demo that Landstar gives you, that's before Landstar's cut. So at the end of the day, you're about the same now, except you don't have the consistency of the 50,000 trailer pull of Schneider. I'd say running premium diesel as a maintenance practice would be beneficial. A tank per week to keep things clean. If the price is right, run it all the time. But it's regular diesel. It's usually cheap. If it's 20 cents more, I'll run the premium. If it gets more than that, I would run it every once in a while. Adjust and act accordingly. I've got 840,000 on my injectors. I'm hooked on premium. There you go. The premium diesel was $3.49 a gallon, I believe, and my discounted regular diesel was $3.16 a gallon. Ryan is reminding not to pull Kroger loads. I am long working with Landstar as a broker because of their new system. I mean, you're done, right? You're done. Jose, good morning from West Palm Beach. Short runs in a van worked good for me last week. 7 loads, all within 5 hours of the house. There you go. If you live in a good area, that's easy to do. Come on with it. In North America, most states adopt ASTM D975 as their diesel fuel standard, and the minimum cetane number is set at 40, with typical values in the 42 to 45 range. Look at come on with it, doing all of his sciencey stuff. Cetane rating is an indicator of the combustion speed of diesel fuel and compression needed for ignition. Desert Pam, good morning. Let's take a look at New Jersey. Let's see what kind of van freight we can get out of New Jersey. Let's see if we can get that home run out of there. Let's see. Let's sort this by highest rate per mile. That's going to probably surprise you guys. A bunch of $300, $500, $600 loads. Let's take a look at this. Edison, New Jersey to Westfield, Massachusetts. Picks up tomorrow, delivers the next day at 7 a.m. Cost per day is reached. Posted rate is $900. And they are approved. Toll cost is $164.33. Oh, drop trailer delivery, 48 hours. So that means... Now, here's the thing with the drop trailer load. If you're going home, here's something I've done. If you're going to be home anyways, and you trust the lot to drop your trailer. Get that good paying load. Get paid to sit at home. But if you're on the road, definitely, I never mess with those loads on the road at all. Unless you're visiting family, for a 34 or something like that. But that's where those kind of loads would come in. That's probably why they're paying so much better. Let's do the highest overall rate coming out of Jersey. Lakewood, Auburn, Washington, $5,000, $1.57 a mile. Let's take a look at that one. Cargo Chief's got it at about 52, that's about normal for coming out of Jersey. Item is closets. It's 30,000 pounds. What's the toll rate on this? $201 in tolls. Cost per day is reached. Yes, I've got my cost per day set at $358 a day. You're looking at, after fuel, a profit of $25.98 out of 5,000. That's literally half. Half is going to be used up in tolls and fuel. Now, I don't have the carrier percentage in here this time. I decided to not do that because everybody's at a different percentage. Our contractors are at 80. Some people are at 75. Some people in other companies are at 88 or 85. So it's up to you to do the math after the 100% number. What are the rates in Houston area? Port loads. Well, let's take a look here. Go to find loads. Let's create search. Houston. You talk about van? Going anywhere? This is for tomorrow. Got a few loads here. Your highest rate is $1,900 to go to California, $1.42 a mile. That's your highest overall rate. If we sort this by rate per mile, it's going to be all Texas interstate stuff, I imagine. Yeah. 200. Here's 1,000 to go to Brownsville. Yep. So if you don't have Texas interstate, you're kind of screwed on that. Here's a Willis, Texas to Milton, Florida, $236 a mile, 1,300. You get 1,000 to go to Oklahoma City. That's not too bad. Houston to Jacksonville, Arkansas. They're at $213 a mile, so that's better than what it's been. But yeah, not much. No longer. New Jersey is a place where van driver spirit is broken right before you realize you have to drive to Baltimore to pay to park. That is absolutely true, CB. Does 5 cetane rating mean 10% better fuel economy? I wonder. That would be a great experiment. So far, so good for today. For a good schedule and a good night's sleep last night. Jeff and I compared numbers last night, and I'm so far comparable, at least, going to recover our trailer from PA today. I didn't realize we had a trailer in Pennsylvania. If that were true, 10% better fuel mileage, you would pay up to 10% more per gallon and still be the same as regular diesel, not counting the other added benefits. I'll use that as my new method to pay for premium diesel as long as it's close to 10% of the price. $350 regular is $385 premium, pretty much. You probably do a good experiment. It's tough this time of year because everybody's winterizing their fuel, so you get worse fuel mileage in the wintertime. WCF says, you sound like you've done quite a bit of research on that. Come on with it. I run fuel ox, so I just run basic diesel. Let's see. Canada hits the treasury stage, set to hand everybody $2,000 per month, whether they work or not. Huh. That's interesting. Heading to Ritchie Brothers for pickup and 2 drops. Have a good day, everyone. Good deal, Dan. Hope you're making some money with that deal. I run Fuel Ox Fuel. That does a great job. I never ran anything like that in my trucks. Perhaps I should have. I used Hot Shot in my Peterbilt. Man, that was interesting. So I put Hot Shot in it, and my truck smoked for about a day. But then the idle was smoother, and my fuel mileage did go up a little bit. With the PACCAR, I was not that brave with that stuff. The only thing I put in the PACCAR is the Lucas anti-gel and water disbursement, and then power source, of course. That was the only thing I ever put in the Kenworth. I'm not a big additives guy. Perhaps I should have been, but you never know. I did avoid the fuel there at Sap Brothers in Harrisonville because I had more than one local tell me that their winter blend is harder on the fuel filters, and I noticed a difference when I started filling at the Loves there in Harrisonville, because that was one of my main fuel stops running around here. Mom says I run a fleet air filter like a K&N, but it will save you a ton of money. So you double up, huh? That'll give me something to consider. There's only regular diesel in the stations here in Missouri other than Hood's Truck Stop near Springfield. Yeah, and Hood's Truck Stop, they actually fuel for you. Like, it's actually full service there. One of the old school truck stops still around. Horrible bathrooms, though. Only run the fuel ox every second or third fuel up. So, but there's your Houston there. Ryan. So, all right, let's go to Reefer. See what Reefer looks like. A lot of yellow in these, what normally would be red states. Let's take a look at Wisconsin, since we're talking about Wisconsin. Here we go. Mayville, Wisconsin, Olathe, Kansas. This is probably going to be Cisco. Picks up today, $1,300. Might have to deal with a lumper. Dry grocery. It's dry, so let's see. So no Reefer. Green Bay to Lansing. That's going to be Myers, I think. No posted rate. A lot of brokers aren't going to post rates this week because they want to see what you're willing to do it for. They want to see if you know your numbers. Here we go. Here's a Reefer load. Schofield, Wisconsin to Springfield, Missouri. They're above the average, above cargo. 34 degrees. This is a good load. Other than the weight. Delivers Thursday at 3 p.m. So Springfield, you can pick up some Friday morning. This is going to AWG. I know that for a fact. So make sure that AMX Logistics is good about lumper payments. So, but cost profit per day is pretty dang good on that one. So, a lot of stuff going to Connecticut. $3,000 to go to Connecticut out of Beaver Dam. So if you need to get up to the Northeast, there you go. Beaver Dam to Springfield, Ohio, $367 a mile, $1,600. Another good load. So yeah, a lot. Wisconsin's the place to be. Make sure you don't tell all your friends that that's where you need to be, because you don't want them to be in competition with you. And of course, Georgia and Florida. A lot of Florida. I think a lot of spring stuff coming out of Florida. A lot of flowers and stuff have started, I think. There's something coming out of Florida because I noticed that the volumes on DAT were quite high as well coming out of Florida, which means they're not going to pay as much to go in. So winter blend into a headwind, 2 miles per gallon. You ain't kidding there, dude. You ain't kidding. Hot shot works great in my truck as well. Yeah, they recommend only doing it once every 6 months. So come on, what it says, your engine needs to breathe, and a paper air cleaner constantly gets clogged as it gets dirty. A fleet air filter never loses flow. It's physics, and it works very well. Let your engine make power. There you go. Oh, could be dog food as well. Also run a free flow exhaust. There you go. 1 hour later, and still nothing from the orange roker. Well, it's still early. Most of them ain't going to come in until 8. Only thing coming out of Florida is snowbirds in April. Valentine's flowers out of Florida will start soon, and then the Mother's Day stuff. You got to remember that people in shipping and logistics are looking at April and May right now. What we're doing now was planned 6 months ago. Fin vetter, I buy Rotella T6 at Walmart, and my filters at dealer, and then I have Speco change it for under $100. Save big money on full synthetic oil changes. Come on with it is I'm going to take his word for it because he's been very generous to the channel in the past. He seems to be doing all right. So he's doing very well. Oh, let's take a look at flatbed, which is probably deader in the door now. Let's see here. Yeah, look at all that red. Remember the Northwest, how green the West Coast was in flatbed? Not anymore. So definitely not much coming out. 41 loads coming out of Washington, whereas Texas has got 183 coming out. Minnesota's still green. Michigan ain't bad. And then out of all the Northeast states, Maryland's green. So Southeast is lit up a little bit better, but yeah, Northwest is definitely done. I go back and forth on synthetic. I'm very tempted on trying AMSOIL with my next oil change with no oil additive added and see how it does. All righty. We're going to cut this short today. There's a few things I need to take care of. I need to have a conversation with a couple of drivers. So with that being said, Friday at 7 a.m., we'll go over some year-end stuff, and you guys will be welcome to come in and, well, maybe not in the chat, but at least in the chat, and talk about how your year was, and maybe we'll do an interview with the driver or two. So, but with that being said, strength for today, hope for tomorrow. Make sure that, if you want to contribute to the channel, there's all the information. 48065 if you want to try the 123 low board for free for 30 days. And if you're interested, we are taking on contractors still. So if you're interested, go to www.liketrucking.com and you can talk to either me or Jeff, and we'll see if it's a good fit for you. So with that being said, strength for today, hope for tomorrow. Aggression turns the screws, and be smart and be safe, most importantly. Later.